All right, back from the depths of the Fredericton police force.
I just got arrested.
That's...
Put it on camera.
It's on camera right now.
Okay, put it on camera. Chief McKnight had me go in. Chief McKnight had me go in this morning.
Yes.
To accept the documents that we talked about earlier, the notice and the statement of claim.
So they lied.
So they didn't want you to go in with me, right?
So did they lie about what was actually occurring?
No, they just didn't give me the full story.
Ah.
So what happened, Andre, was that I went in to give the documents, and the chief read his over, and he said that he would give a copy. All the officers were served at one time.
Yes.
They were hiding behind a door, and each one come out one at a time.
Yes.
And I served them, so they're all served.
Okay.
And then a couple of police officers appeared and said, Evelyn, we want you to know that you are under arrest.
Arrest?
Just like that.
For what?
And I said, for what? And they said that I am being charged for mischief under section 430 1A 3A of the criminal code, which is, mischief. And you'll never believe who the people are who are charging me with mischief.
Who is that?
The other day, in the morning, you asked me if I would serve papers on Trina Rogers.
Yes.
And Neil Rogers.
Yes.
At, what was that address again? Was it 15 Fisher Avenue?
Yes.
Okay. When I went there, as I told you that day,
yes,
their house is very run down. It's century-old house, and the door, obviously the dog has chewed the door, the screen and everything else, okay?
Yes.
And the dog was barking at me, and its big long tongue was sticking out, and I was a little bit nervous of it.
Yes.
But I said to her, are you Trina Rogers? And she was on the phone.
So you saw her through the door?
Yes.
Okay. And you clearly identified who she was from the description?
Yes.
Yes.
She had glasses and long, thick, reddish, dark hair. And I just said, I'm serving this document on behalf of my friend, and she didn't want to take it.
Yes.
So there was this great big hole in the thing, just big enough to, well, it was a little bigger than the envelope. I just stuck it there, and the dog was right there.
Yes.
And
so you slid it through like a mail slot.
Slid it through like a milk thing.
Like as if it was a mail slot. Yes.
And I left. I said thank you, and I left.
Yes.
And that dog was still barking. That dog.
Oh, and also you announced that you were process serving court documents, correct? Okay.
Yes.
So she was aware that you were process serving court documents.
Yeah, I wasn't
who they
there
were from.
to harass her.
Yes.
And I don't even know those people.
And you announced all that to her, so she was aware of what was occurring. It wasn't as if you just jumped out of the bushes and it was you actually announced what you were doing, what your purpose was, what the envelope was, and she refused to accept service.
She didn't know who I was, and I didn't know who she was.
Yes.
So I just said I have some court papers, and I'm just process serving, and I quickly said that, and she was at the door at that time, and then she left to go on to the phone, and the dog was barking at me, this rather large dog. It must be quite big. And I was scared of the dog because I have a heart defibrillator, and I don't need any dog taking the chunk out of my heart defibrillator and putting me in the morgue, right?
Yes. So you clearly identified her for who she was. She was in the correct address for service. She fit the description, so you knew who she was. You called her by name, and you announced you were process serving documents, and then she just ran to the phone.
I didn't phone there. I have not harassed them.
Yes.
To me, this is a bogus complaint.
Yes.
And now they're asking that I don't go to their place of employment, which is 50 Jervis Court, Fredericton. I don't even know what that is.
Yes.
And 2192 Route 102, Lincoln, New Brunswick.
Yes.
Andre, I haven't been to Lincoln for maybe 2 years, I'm not sure. And I don't want to go there. I don't want to harass these people. I don't know them. I don't want anything to do with them.
Yes.
And, or their dog.
Yes.
Okay? So I was told that I could give a little statement while I'm here, or I could do it later.
Yes.
I'd rather do it while I'm here. I have nothing to hide. It was done short time. That dog had that door all chewed up and the screen long before I ever got there.
Yes. So did they explain what the mischief was, or were they vague about it?
No, they said they wouldn't.
They wouldn't explain it. Okay.
No.
Did they...
Just that I put an envelope, I think he did mention something about that I put an envelope in through the door.
Yes.
Well, there's a big hole there.
Yes.
So, and I wasn't going to open the door or anything with the dog.
Yes. Well, it turns out it looks like you successfully served them, seeing as how Trader Rogers...
This is what is wasting the city money, okay?
Yes, people like this that are making these frivolous charges.
I came in here and complained about 4 police officers who beat me up at Ambulance, New Brunswick.
Yes.
On May the 13th, 2011.
Yes.
Okay? The police chief dismissed it as frivolous.
Yes.
And I still have the lumps. See the lumps?
Let me get the angle here. Yes.
And this lump here.
Yes.
And the chief did not even want to get the proper evidence of the CCTV
really
video.
Yes.
Hmm?
You can see it really well in this angle. The bump's actually shining.
The thing is, I got bodily injury.
Yes.
Nobody will tell me who the insurance company is.
Yes.
Then it went to Chief McKnight wrote the NB Police Commission, and he asked if he should bring in an outside investigator, being the police and the Crown work close together.
Yes.
And the NB Police Commission said, no, don't bother. And they knew at that time too, because I told them, that the CCTV video from Atlantic Alarm should be gotten in before they tamper with it further, and it's of no use.
Yes.
The chief would not get a warrant to get that video. He refused.
Yes.
And Robin O'Hara is the paramedic over at Ambulance New Brunswick. He's the regional manager.
Yes.
And he said that he wrote a letter to one of the culprits, Sebastian Blanchet, who was in charge of handling the carriage of the evidence.
Yes.
And giving it to the police and from the police to the Crown.
Yes.
Now he's one of the culprits.
Yes.
Okay? So in other words, the police investigated themselves.
Yes.
And why I am being charged here on this bogus trespassing is just further harassment from the police.
So
I did nothing wrong at Trina Rogers, and even one of the police officers in there today said to me, Ms. Greene, thank you very much for cooperating with us. Well, I said, what did you expect? Well, I didn't know. But I said, I cooperate with everybody.
Yes.
I do cooperate.
Yes.
And so the perception must be, he said, well, I've never met you before. The perception around here must be that I'm not cooperative, which
Yes.
is the furthest thing from the truth. You know, and they know my daughter's getting married next week.
Yes.
And I'm going to Vegas. So this, oh, and I said to him, he said, this will give you an opportunity to get a lawyer. And I said, well, I'm learning quite a bit now, having been through what I have, about police, you know, like about what goes on and disclosure and the whole 9 yards.
Yes.
And he says, but you've got a heart condition. What about the stress?
Yes.
Well, do they not realize that paying a lawyer $250 an hour when you don't really have the money is stress?
Certainly is stress, and
they do this because they want to stress me out and cause me a heart attack.
yes.
The chief of police there in McKnight is an evil man.
Yes.
Okay? He'll do anything. And you saw that, like, having me come in here today and then ambushing me into a room of 4 police officers and telling me that I'm being charged.
Yes. They refuse
for
to,
a bogus trespass.
what's interesting is they refuse to allow me in with the camera, and they refuse to allow even me in without a camera. There wasn't any, well, if you don't bring the camera you can come. It was just, you have to stay out and Evelyn must go by herself.
Yeah.
So why is it that we cannot record our own experiences, but they can record for their benefit, and then they'll never disclose? See, what was interesting is before you went in, they said we want to have everything on camera for their own protection because of a history between yourself and the Fredericton Police Force. But so why is it not a reciprocal thing where you can have your own video footage and recording for your own benefit? And what's interesting is you'll never get a copy of that video footage. It's not likely to happen. No matter what disclosure you request, they're just not going to disclose it. I don't believe so anyway.
The only thing I know what to do now is just go in there and cooperate, and that's what I did. And it's better that way because, you know, it's like when they shoved me in that CNC room because I reported pill abuse with the paramedics and the nurses, and the police wouldn't investigate.
Yes.
And I knew if I fought back down there that I could be dead. They could over-restrain me or anything.
Yes.
And it's like going to the place where the dog is. I don't want to put my hand in any screen where the dog's going to bite it. There was a hole there big enough for a whole new screen to go in there.
Yes.
And I just dropped the paper there and left.
What's interesting is those same individuals that you had served are the same people that are attempting to have me charged with assault and which is a frivolous, vexatious claim. It is not founded in truth whatsoever.
Hi, Ellen. If you're ready.
I'll be right there. And what I will say too about this is a chance for them to, when I went to serve papers at City Hall, I got assaulted by Brenda Knight, the city clerk.
Yes.
And she had said 2 days earlier, if you see Miss Greene coming around to perpetual security, then take action.
Yes.
So what it is they don't want us serving papers because they know we don't have a lot of money, and it's not as convenient hiring people to do it for us.
They'd rather wear us down by attrition.
Yeah.
So you're going back in for what right now?
I'm going back in to give my, I'm going to get a statement now. I don't have to. I have nothing to hide.
Are you sure it's wise to do that?
There's a big dog there.
Yes.
And I left. I wasn't even there 3 minutes. So I have no intentions of doing anything with Trina Rogers or the other guy.
Anything you say will be used against you, and they'll even twist your words up, no matter what you say as innocent.
Well, you know what? I'm a big girl. If they want to twist my words, go ahead. I'm not going to go out and pay a lawyer for a trespass to something I didn't do. I know how I will be dealing with this.
Okay, you have to decide your own destiny, and I'll be here waiting for you when you come back. Thank you.